What is going on, everybody? It is Alex coming back at you with another video. And today we're going to be doing arguably one of my most anticipated videos of all time. Just kidding. Probably the one that I wanted to do the most since I started this, the Miami Dolphins season preview. So yeah, I will be breaking this down to chapters down below. I have to say a big shout out to all the people in the Discord who have been mentioning stuff to improve on the channel. So big shout out to you guys for that. But we're going to be breaking it down by the draft, then by the full roster, and then we're going to go game by game and give a season record prediction. So, without further ado, let's kick right into the video. And again, if you guys are new, feel free to join the community because I would love to talk to you. I think that's awesome. It's a great community. Yeah, it's nice to see those subs go up, but also I know that there's a person behind every one of those subs, and I like some company down in the comment section. It's been a dry off season, and that's just the off season for you. So again, let me know what you guys think. We're gonna get right into the video though. This draft isn't really anything special. You know why? Because of the fact that you got Tyreek Hill, and that is absolutely awesome. I thought that was a phenomenal move. Now, it really does test Tua as to whether he's going to be your franchise guy. However, I do think it's amazing regardless of whether Tua succeeds or not, because if you get someone else in there, you have an amazing foundation. I think the biggest thing that is really lacking is right tackle. And that's something that could be developed very easily. So, again, we'll get into that in just a second. But Tyreek Hill was an excellent acquisition. Again, you guys paid him a shit ton of money, and he deserves it. If he gets injured and sucks, like, okay, you know what? You tried your best, and that was so worth it. It really was. With your offensive scheme that you guys are running with Mike McDaniel, I think that you're going to be perfectly fine. So, yeah, Tyreek Hill will never suck. He's a freaking baller. But even if he gets injured and it ends up being a busted trade, busted contract, you still tried, and it was so worth the risk. And that was a great, great, great move by you. But third round, you got Channing Tindall, which was rumored to be favored even like above Quay Walker, above wow, I'm tripping. Oh my goodness. Above the Eagles linebacker, who was actually my number one linebacker. I keep hearing Jamin Davis in my head, and I know it's not it, but he was hinted at being arguably one of the top guys drafted out of Georgia at the linebacker position. Didn't end up being so. He ended up being the last one. Nakobe Dean, the name was in my head. Jamin Davis is just stuck there, man. But Eric Ezukanma, so Broshmo and I have had plenty of talks about of roasting Eric Ezukanma, so it's just very funny that he's there. His best traits after the catch. So I think this is actually a really good scenario for him to be in. I don't know enough about Cam Good, but I honestly like Skylar Thompson. And apparently he took like the first reps as like the backup quarterback in the preseason games. So that's pretty cool. I like Skylar Thompson. He was a bit older, so didn't really see any upside there, but it was fun. Overall draft grade, you can't really give it one because it really wasn't a draft, but let's kick right into the next part, which is analyzing the roster. Okay, so if you guys are new to the series, we use spottrack.com. Basically, it's just a really nice way that they lay out everything, apart from the fact that they organize the position groups by alphabetical order. Can you blame them? Not necessarily, except it's just a pain in the ass on our part. However, Tua is the quarterback. I actually liked him quite a bit. I have a lot of faith in him. I'm a Tua truther. And, he worked on his mechanics. He has a great work ethic. He's a great leader as well. He's not even that limited athletically. So I really do think he could end up being a legit franchise quarterback. And I don't think enough people were talking about it. You have the Dolphins fans that are talking about it, but really no one else. And, I think that with Teron Armstead, we'll talk about it in a second, he really does have that capability of being a really, really good quarterback. Teddy Bridgewater, he's number two. A lot of people say, "Oh, they brought on their like starting quarterback." They could have. Teddy B is pretty damn good. I mean, like that's a really good backup to have. And Skylar Thompson, 25-year-old rookie, he's just another solid depth piece. He's athletic, so awesome there. Running back wise, you have a large group of them. You got Chase Edmonds, which is awesome. Also, where's Sony Michel at? You got Sony Michel here, Myles Gaskin. You have a lot of really talented dudes. Raheem Mostert feels very 49ers-y, and I think it's going to work very well. Very excited to see that. So I really do think that there's a lot to like in this group, and you have legit starting talent. Wide receivers, this is where it shines right here. Look at this top three, man. Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Cedric Wilson. Two of them offseason acquisitions. Oh, just a little bit over a year ago, none of them were on the team. So big shift in the way that this team is built. I kind of got a little bit hurt when Devontae Parker was gone. I heard he was probably one of the worst overall in the league, but it was still a really nice big body for you to have. Preston Williams, I'm hoping will take that role, but you have Mohamed Sanu here as well. Hopefully he can continue being a solid support player. So again, I'm a big fan of the top three, but then you start getting into a little bit questionable territory. I don't think it's bad by any stretch of the imagination, but when the season comes down to it, and God forbid no injuries happen, the depth might be a little bit tough to deal with. And again, I'm hoping Mohamed Sanu can be in that solid form that he's been for the past 5 years. Preston Williams, I hope he can finally take that last step. Again, he didn't get like a $800K contract, but it's nothing crazy. So I like that. Mike Gesicki signed his franchise tag. Very, very, very talented tight end. I hope he ends up getting a deal. You have Durham Smythe here as well, who I think he was traded but then failed a physical. Hunter Long, solid backup tight end. You overdrafted him. That's okay. Adam Shaheen. It might have been Adam Shaheen that failed. But again, you have a lot of really good dudes. So that's a big plus because a lot of them fit a very similar role, and that works. Tackle-wise. So we all know, I'm not even going to scroll down to it. Teron Armstead, offseason acquisitions, left tackle. Big plus. Austin Jackson, first round bust. He's going to be the right tackle. I'm hoping he can find some success there. We've seen guys who can switch and have success. I'm praying that's the case with you guys. Greg Little, solid backup. He was a second rounder, had some potential from Ole Miss, didn't really hit it. Talon Deesh is another guy who I had like a fourth or a fifth on him, I believe. And, he's solid, nothing special, undersized at 6'7". I think that he's a guard tackle hybrid. So you have a lot of those on your team. Looking at the guards, speaking of, so there's Teron Armstead. That's like the best part ever. We have Liam Eichenberg, second round pick from last year. I had him as a first round offensive tackle, and the thing is, he just didn't have enough mobility. He didn't fit very well, and his arm length just wasn't enough. I was hoping that it would be, but it just didn't. It didn't materialize. I think he can still have a very solid career, and I honestly would have put him at right tackle over Austin Jackson, but whatever. But your guards are great. I mean, look at this. Solomon Kinley, Liam Eichenberg, Robert Hunt. These guys are really, really good. Michael Dieter can even get in some solid enough reps in there. I legitimately believe that the interior of this offensive line is pretty good. Connor Williams, another offseason acquisition, playing center for you. This is a legit squad, legitimately solid squad, with the right tackle spot being the big question mark. Again, this offense is ready to have a big explosion. But let's look at the defense from the defensive line out. Looking at the interior, you got Christian Wilkins, Raekwon Davis. Nothing crazy. I think I like Christian Wilkins and Raekwon Davis, but I would say nothing's blowing my socks off, but nothing is really a liability at all. I really do like Christian Wilkins. So again, Badino Jones, not too shabby either to have on your roster. So again, you have some really solid dudes in here. Defensive end wise, you got Emmanuel Ogbah and Jalen Phillips, former first round pick. Really think Jalen Phillips can take a big step this year and add that extra oomph that you guys are looking for. You guys have both these guys tied up until 2026. Awesome. So I think that you have a really good pairing right there. I am really concerned with the depth right here. I wouldn't have either of these guys probably on a roster. So that's a bit of a concern if I'm going to be honest. So let's see maybe if they listed some guys at outside linebacker. They did. There we go. Melvin Ingram, really good support staff there. He's going to start as well. I really do like the idea of putting him out there for pass rushing downs. Just a really solid veteran. Jerome Baker has been just solid enough. He's been a pretty good linebacker. Landon Roberts is good. You have really talented players. Channing Tindall on this team. Andrew Van Ginkel, AVG. Love it. And then, again, that's really it, though. Actually, the more I'm looking at this, I'm a little bit concerned on your linebacker situation. I don't want Calvin Munson being my linebacker one. And again, if I get something wrong, feel free to holler at me down in the comment section because it makes it better for all of us. But yeah, basically, Jerome Baker, AVG, and Channing Tindall are the only guys I'm really comfortable with. And that might be good enough, but still cause for concern in that aspect. Safety wise, you have probably one of the better safeties in the NFL, especially given his age, Javon Holland. I liked him. I just thought it was an overdraft over the kid on the Raiders. Now I'm tripping up on his name, Trevon Merrick, which was wrong. But, Javon Holland's a really good player. He didn't play the year before, so, it's nice to see that he's able to come in and just kick ass. Brandon Jones, very solid as well. Sheldrick Redwine, another pretty solid player. Says to the practice squad, but he's worthy of being on a roster. Verone McKinley was a late pickup, obviously after the draft, but another guy who can pair up with his old buddy Javon. Fendulum has been just consistently a good impact player. I really like the safeties, if you guys can't tell. Eric Rowe, good as well. Let's look at the corners here. Probably the bright spot of the team is Xavier Howard and Byron Jones. Both ballers. Nick Needham in there as well. Trill Williams tore his ACL. That really hurts because I had, I think, a second or a third round grade on Trill, and he was actually apparently balling out. Quincy Wilson is another guy who's really solid, but overall, Noah Igbenogany hasn't been able to pop out yet. I think he will. I think he'll be able to take that next step. So, fingers crossed again. Your roster's looking damn good. Let's go over into the record predictions. So, week 1, you're facing the Patriots. Again, just like last year. This time you're in Miami, too. So, you have that bonus as well. I think Mac Jones is solid. I think Tua is a better version of Mac Jones at this point in his career. I think the weapons are better. I think the offense in general is better. I think the defense, almost every spot, is better. So I'm going to go in Dolphins right there. The Ravens are just a nasty team, and I don't really believe with the linebacker situation, as well as I don't really think the run stuffing capability of the defensive line is nearly as good as it needs to be. The Ravens can take that. The Bills. So this is going to be a fun one. This is in Miami. This is where I'm going to be choosing the Dolphins. Again, you'll see if the Dolphins have a home game, I'm probably going to choose the Dolphins. I think that their roster is very talented. I don't think they're as good as the Bills, but they're very talented, and Miami is a totally different environment than Buffalo, New York. So I'm going to be going with that. Again, they even kicked Tom Brady's ass time and time again back in Miami just because it is that different. It's just a totally different environment. Matt Moore was challenging the damn Steelers when they were in Miami. So again, I think that you'll be fine. You'll be fine. We can challenge. Bengals definitely, I think, are a very solid team. They can definitely kick ass. So I think it's perfectly fine to say that they can still win there. The Jets, I mean, Zach Wilson's probably going to be coming back from a knee injury, and even if he were fully healthy, I'm not having that much confidence. Can we say it again? You're in Miami. So I'm going to choose them even over a team like the Vikings, where when we're assuming full healthiness, which we do here, because it's not fair to assume people are going to get injured, because everybody's going to get injured. So might as well just keep it in a level playing field. I think the Vikings have a lot of talent, and I think that they're going to have a very good year. But I think the Dolphins, in their own environment especially, just have that edge, especially over a team like the Steelers, where we do not have a signal caller that's even better than Tua. It's a good start. Then we have the Dolphins going off against the Lions, and I just don't think the Lions can handle it. I don't. I really don't. They can handle probably the run game, but I don't think their offense is potent enough. Their run game could give them a victory here. I'm going to come back to that game. The Bears have absolutely zero faith in. I think I might give them 0 wins. I have zero faith in them. Browns, even with Deshaun Watson, you're in Miami. I really do think that's a dub. You're rested against a far inferior team and in Miami. Going to give the dub there. The Niners. So Trey Lance is looking good. I think he'll be hitting his stride here. You got really good deep threats, and you have a good run game. So I'm going to say the master beats the apprentice, and we're going to continue on from there. The Chargers also really, really damn good. Really good team. I think their offensive line is capable enough to hold up to the defensive front. And I think their defensive line is probably going to cause a little bit of some issues for that right side. So I'm going to go with the Chargers here. I really do think the Chargers could be that Super Bowl capable team. Now you're in the winter and in Buffalo. That's where Buffalo gets their revenge. Aaron Rodgers going to Miami. I don't think the Packers are that good in the first place. So again, we're choosing the home team there. I don't think the Patriots are good. I've given them a couple wins where I just don't think they deserve it. But you are going to a different climate. That's a toughie because I really do think they could take a dub here. But I really do think that this team is going to finish out the year on 3 victories. Let's go back to this game here with the Lions, because people will say it's like ludicrous to like not give this to the Dolphins. But the Lions are the masters of just randomly winning games they shouldn't. They have a really good offensive line. I think they can outpower that. They have a good run game as well. And I think that might dictate it. You know, I mean, I should give this to the Dolphins. I'm going to call upset here. I think that's only fair. I think it's fair to call an upset because the Lions almost beat there was a 66-yard field goal away from beating the Ravens last year. So where does that put us? Honestly, I haven't checked. 11-6. That's really damn good. And arguably it should be 12-5. Let me know what you guys think, because I really do think this team is going to be at the top of the AFC, rivaling their buddies in the Bills. So let me know what you guys think. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you on the far side. Peace.